Right, okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to make some changes to the web page that we made last week, the charger one. First thing, we're going to go to our file, our folder, which has got the files in it. And I'm going to right click on index, and then I'm going to open with Dreamweaver. Okay, so I'm just going to open the file that we were working on last week. And you can see that's the code we put in, and we've got the image on the right hand side. So you've got this kind of view. You can change it from just code, you can have split, so it's what the page looks like, and you've got design, so you're just looking at the design. Okay, so go back to code view. Now what we're going to do, we're going to change it so we've got more images basically on our website, but having it look, you know, nicely, nice and neat. So first thing we're going to do is, where you've got your HR, your horizontal rule, might be on a different line, I want you to just make a bit of space in there, okay? Because what we're going to do, up here where we've got insert, I want you to add a table. Okay, now it's asking you how many rows, how many columns, etc. It needs to be 1 row, 3 columns, and table width needs to be 90%. Okay, 1 row, 3 columns, 90%. Border thickness, actually we'll do that now. We'll just say border thickness is 0. Okay, so we're going to hide the border. Okay, click OK. And you can see it's got this code put in. You can see it says table, etc. Now this is where we're going to put our image. If I go back to kind of split view, you can see my image there, the original one. I am going to move, if I just on this side here, I'm going to get that image, okay, the code there for the image. I'm going to go cut, and I'm going to put it, you see this bit where it's got this weird ampersand, etc. Just delete that and then paste it in. So Control V, paste it in there like that. Okay, so what I've done, I've just moved it from where it was originally. If I come across this hand side here, I can just click on that view there. Let's go to the design view. Okay, it doesn't look massively different, but you can see it's now within these dotted lines, basically the table. Okay, so I'm going to add more across this side here. So I've got 2 more cells, but it's going to get they're quite big. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make the image a little bit smaller. So I'm going to click on it. Down here, where it says W for width, I'm going to put 400. I'm not putting a height in. Okay, so 400, hit enter, and it goes a bit smaller. So if I click out the space somewhere like that, you can see it kind of fits in nicely. What I need to do now is find some more images. So very quickly, if I go to, as you can see, I've gone to Google Images, I've looked for Dodge Charger 1968. I am going to get some images. Obviously you can choose whichever, it doesn't really matter. Or you might be choosing your own design or website, it's up to you. So I'm going to click on an image. I'm going to then go right click. I'm going to save image as, and I'm going to put that into, where's my folder? I'm going to put it in here. Change the name of it. I'll just call it Charger. Oops, Charger 2. Hit enter. Okay. It might be that it automatically downloads it into your downloads folder, and it will just appear at the bottom here. Now, what I'd do in that instance is just click on it. It opens it up in this kind of photo viewer. At the top, you've got edit. Click edit, and then you can save a copy. And it allows you to save a copy to a folder wherever, in your documents in the right folder. And you just save it in there, give it the name Charger 2 and click save. And then I'm going to get one more, so do the same process again. That one. So I'm going to click on it, open it up, right click, save image as. Again, it's either going to say where do you want to save it, Charger 3. I'm going to save it in the same folder as the other ones, or it's just going to download straight into my downloads folder, in which case I'll click on it, edit, save a copy, and then just find where it needs to go and just save it in there, called Charger 3. Okay, get rid of that. So in your folder now you should have index file, charger, charger 2 and charger 3. All we need to do, nice and simply, go back to code view. In Dreamweaver, I can just copy and paste that code, Control C, Control V, and I'm going to do the same again here, Control C, oh no, I don't do that, just Control V. Okay, and you can see if I just quickly go back to design, oh, there's the 3 images, obviously the same image. So what I'm going to need to do, back in my split view or code view, I just need to change it from charger to charger 2 and charger to charger 3. Okay, and there you can see we've got 3 images lined up. I'm going to save that, and then I'm going to go here, preview in iExplore, don't want that, and there you go. So I've got my 3 images lined up like a little gallery like this. At this point what I'd do, if you just copy the link, okay, just highlight it, Control C to copy, and then paste it into Google Chrome. Okay, so we're going to work from Google Chrome in the future. Okay, so just leave that tab open. All you need to do then when you save it is just click refresh. Right, next thing we're going to do, we're going to add some style into our page. So let's have a look. What do we need? We need to get from our notepad in HTML, sorry, no notepad, sorry, OneNote, HTML and styles. This is what we're interested in. Now CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet, and you use CSS on web pages to make it look nice in terms of adding color, adding some kind of effects, possibly changing how things look. So you're use CSS to add style to your web page. So I'm going to copy all that there from style to style, paste it. Oops, sorry, copy it first. Copy. Now in Dreamweaver, just go to code view, and you need to scroll up to the top, and then here, where we've got like the head tag up here, we're going to put, so make a bit of space in here inside the head tag. I'm going to paste everything in. Okay, so I've copied across my styles. Okay, you can see there's different tags that match up with what we've put throughout our HTML document. Body, H1. What you can do, you can target those tags and you can add style to it. Okay, at the minute there's nothing in there because you can see I've left them blank. If you go back to OneNote, you can see if you scroll down to colors, click on the one that says W3 Schools Colors, open up in Google, and you can see you've got all these different names that you can use as colors, and there's lots more in there as well. Let's just choose one from here. So I'm going to go for Dodger Blue, and that's perfect. So Dodger Blue. So I'm going to copy the name of it, back to Dreamweaver, in between the colon and the semicolon there, background color, paste Dodger Blue, and then over here, you can see it's added the blue to it. So choose whatever color you want from that list. There's others as well, and just paste the name into that bit there. Now what we're going to do then is start adding other things in. So for color, for example, you can have a different color, but I'm going to keep it nice and boring, nice and clear as well. I just type in white and copy, paste, 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 etc., etc., and paste. And what you'll see if I click on that now, just in the preview window, if I save it, file save, if I go to the correct tab on Chrome, classic cars, and refresh, you can see I've got my white, my blue background as well. I can start targeting elements within on my web page. So what we're going to do, we're going to change the font because I don't really like this font. And again, in your OneNote, if you go to fonts, click on that, and you've got some names there. There's not many to work with, but there's enough to get us started. You can see this Verdana. I was going to choose this Verdana, so I'm going to highlight it back into my code view of Dreamweaver, find my CSS, my style block there, and then font family, if I put in there Verdana, and then like that, and that, and that font, well, let's see if that works. I'm going to go back to split. There you go. So it's changed. It's changed the block it has. So it's changed all of it into a different style, a different type of font. And you can change the fonts, and that's what makes websites sort of like stand out and look different. So if I go back, hit refresh, make sure you saved your page. And you can, oh, hang on, block quote hasn't changed. So I'm going to have to go back into it, and then in my code view, change it from fonts to font family. Okay, save that. Let's just double check that's worked. There you go. So it's all the same font now. Obviously it's bigger up there for the H1. Wonderful. I've got my link. Okay, so started to change things on here, but the other thing you can do is the font size. So if you wanted to change the font size, so if you said, okay, let's have 20 px, which is pixels. I might use a different, like a smaller one maybe. So maybe the block quote, I might change that, or I don't know. But I'm doing all the same, as you can see. And I hit file save, and then if I just, there you go. It's a little bit bigger, a little bit clearer, and I've changed everything. Obviously the H1, I don't want it to be that small. Let's go back to it. I didn't want to change that. Let's change this because you want this to be prominent, so I'm going to change that to like 32. And then if I go back to it, hit refresh, there we go, nice big title. Lovely. Now, what you can see, it kind of fills the whole page. Now, I don't want that. I want it to have a bit more, you know, sort of like at the side, a bit of space at the sides. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back into Dreamweaver, and I'm going to scroll down here, and I'm looking for my body tag. Oh, gone past it. Body tag here. That space, you're going to write. So you're going to write. So you're going to type it. You're going to type div. Funnily enough, div there. Opening div tag, which stands for divider, by the way. And then I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom, look for my closing body tag, and before that, I'm going to close that tag like so. So I've put a div, and basically it's like a container. And if you go back up to the CSS here, I've already put this in. Div 80% and margin auto. So if I go back to that, hit refresh. Okay. Now what you'll see is that it's centered it, and it's kind of put some padding at the right hand, on the left hand side here. Now the images, as you can see, when I change it to 400 pixels, there's a little bit too big for this page. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go back, and my width, let's change that to 90%. Save. It might look fine on your screen if you're using the bigger screens, but it looks, that looks better, doesn't it? So, you know, you've got a bit of space at the side there. Looking a bit more styled. Okay. Now, another thing we've got in OneNote, more tools for you to use, the video code. Now, this allows you to embed a video. If you copy all of that, go to Dreamweaver and find the bits where it's got the block quote. So after your closing UL, hit enter, make a bit of space so you can see what you're doing, paste. You've got P, a line, so I've got my P tags, and inside that's something called an iframe. You can see there's a YouTube video in there. I'm going to save that, and I am going to go to my page, refresh, ta-da, look at that. So I've got my video in my web page now. It might be that you don't want that video. If you wanted a different video, so just for argument's sake, I'm just going to click on that. Doesn't look massively interesting, but anyway, what you're looking for is this bit of code here, or after the equal sign. If you just copy that, go back into Dreamweaver, and then you can see you can just swap that for that. Save it, and then where's it gone? Where's it gone? Classic cars. Hit refresh. It should load. There he is, man in a green car. A different video. So what we've done, we've added a small gallery. We've used some CSS to change the color, the text, the fonts. We've added the video in there as well. One last thing I'm going to show you what to do is, because it's a bit limited in using those fonts. Now there's something you can use called Google Fonts. And I'll very quickly show you how to use that. Right, so back in your OneNote, Google Fonts, click on that. You have lots and lots, 920 in fact, of fonts you could use. It takes a while to load up the page, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a different font for my All About the Dodge Charger. I really want it to stand out, so if I go back to it, as I say, it does take a little bit of time to load up. So if I just have a scroll, I might have to use the first one I come across. It's really slow. Right, so it depends on if you've got your own. If you're doing your own site, you might want to choose something like more script. There we go. It's starting to work properly now. So you can see there's loads and loads and loads of them. So I'm just going to find something. Let's find one. What's that one there? Bungee. Yeah, we'll go that. So if you click on try it, now you can see this. It shows you what it looks like. Now this is what we're interested in on the left hand side here. You need to copy that line called link in Dreamweaver. Go to the head tag again. So we're all up here in the head tag. So after your title, hit enter, paste that in. And you can see it's called Bungee. Now if I get Bungee and change that one from Verdana to that, save, classic cars, fingers crossed, there we go. That's not great, but it just shows you that you can use lots and lots and lots of different fonts. If I wanted to change like the text here, my paragraph text, I'd have to go and get a different one. Again, I'd click on, maybe something scripty, click on try it. I'd still have to copy that there because that's telling me where to get that style from. So I could put another one in, and I might want to change, let's change the paragraph. Probably won't look very good, but it doesn't matter. Calligraffiti. P tag, change, save, and fingers crossed it looks okay. That's alright, I quite like that. That's decent. Right, so we've done quite a bit. We've used cascading style sheets or CSS to change things on our page. I want you to carry on doing that. Maybe try and add more in terms of using tables to put content in. Obviously add some more content. Maybe you can have a gallery of iframe with videos in it. Play around with the colors, the fonts, all the different things. Just see what you can produce using CSS to manipulate the look and the style of your web page.